tutorial for you on how I cover my acne scarring and just acne in general. This is a really good system for me. It's very full coverage, but still ends up looking mostly natural, and I'm a big fan of it. So I'm not wearing any blush or bronzer or anything, just so you guys can see the transformation of it. But I have really bad acne scarring on the sides of my face, so I'm going to show you how I conceal that for a full coverage look. This is not an everyday look for me. For the days that I want to cover all of my flaws, which you should embrace anyway, I will use this method. So without further ado, let's get started. So I start with a primer, and this is just to make sure my skin is nice and hydrated, because I will be using a lot of products, some of which can be a little bit drying. I try not to, but what covers my acne can sometimes make it look flaky, let's be honest. So here I'm using Korres Vitamin E Face Primer. Silicone free. I prefer to use silicone free primers because they don't break me out. I think that the silicone or the primers that have a slip in them tend to clog my pores. So as much as I love them, I love the Professional and everything, but I can't use it. My skin doesn't like it, so. I go in with a medium coverage foundation. You can go in with a full coverage, sheer coverage, whichever you like, because I will be going in with a full coverage concealer, so it's really preference, what you prefer. I love the Almay Clear Complexion, which is also really great for acne skin. Does not break me out at all, and it's a really nice finish. I am using a Sedona Lace 480 face brush. It's really nice. I've been really liking this brush to buff in my foundation.
I lied, this was not for my pride. I know this was my time.
Now comes the real coverage. I zoomed you in a little bit. Do you feel uncomfortable? So the foundation did cancel out a lot of the pigmentation from the scarring, and typically I'll just leave it like this if I'm just being it's a casual day or something. But if I want like a full coverage, completely conceal all of this, I will go in with my MAC Pro Longwear Concealer. This is new to me. It's what inspired this video. This is amazing for blemishes and acne scarring, any sort of hyperpigmentation on your skin. This will just make it disappear. It's amazing. I don't know why I didn't use this before. I'm in the shade NC15. You want to, it's better, it depends on your skin tone of course, but it's better to use a yellow tone concealer on hyperpigmentation or acne because it's more red, so the yellow in the concealer will help take out the red. And also you want to use a concealer that is really close to your skin tone, if not an exact match, because the lighter you go in your concealer, the more your acne is going to stand out on your skin. So you don't want to use like an under eye concealer on your acne or scarring or anything like that, because it's just going to make it more prominent. So I just give a little pump on my hand, and then I just use my finger to spot conceal. Okay, how am I going to do this? I'm trying to do this in the camera. And this stuff is super pigmented, so you don't need a lot. And then I pat it in with my finger. It sets up kind of quickly, so I find that you can still work with it, but I kind of want to work with it a little bit quickly, because the longer you wait and the longer you let it sit on your skin, the more it's going to set up, the harder it is to blend in. We'll use a patting motion on the acne scarring itself, and then use a swiping motion to help blend it out around the edges.
Through dust to sun-kissed bodies wandering between you and me, as if they don't see this distraction.
If I still see scarring like poking through a little bit, I will go in with another layer from my hands. I really like this concealer under my eyes as well, so I will just tap a little bit under there. So that is about about as good as it gets for my skin because I don't want to pile on too much, but I do find that it does look a lot better with that concealer. And then when it comes to powder, I don't actually set my skin at all. I will set under my eyes using the e.l.f. high definition under eye setting powder. I do really like this. For under the eyes, it has a like micro shimmer in it, and it's a silica based powder which helps the under eyes not crease, which I do have problems creasing under the eyes. And if you swipe it this way, it goes the opposite of the way the eyeshadow creases. So instead of just like swiping it around, I go up and under like so. I will go in with my bronzer and blush at this point, but for the sake of the video I'm just going to leave it out in the open and bare. And I really like this method. It's really worked for me. It makes me feel more confident to go out in public. Not that you need concealer though to make you feel confident. I go out in public without makeup on all the time. But if you are self-conscious about your skin, I think this is a good method. It's not too much product. I actually only ended up using 1 pump of the concealer. Typically it'll be 2 if I'm using it as a foundation, which is another thing I can mention is this makes a great foundation. It's a very, very full coverage foundation as well. You just go through the product a little bit quicker. But some days I will just use this on my acne because it does match my skin relatively. I would have to probably mix it to match my neck exactly, but on camera it looks okay. In person it looks okay, so I think I can get away with using NC15 as a foundation, but this is my favorite method for concealing. This does set up so I don't find a need to powder. I also have dry skin. If you have oily skin, by all means powder, but the method I recommend if you're going to powder is to use the old sponge trick. You take a flat sponge, tap it in the powder, whether it's pressed or loose, and just gently pat the powder, I can't talk today, pat the powder onto the spots where you used the concealer, so you don't rub it all around with a brush or anything, just very lightly and a light layer of powder, and that's all you're gonna need, and then you can touch up throughout the day. I hope this was helpful for some of you. It's a pretty basic routine, but it's a system I really loved, and I hope you check out this concealer, because if you have problems with your skin and need a full coverage thing, this is bomb. So I hope you enjoyed, and I will talk to you guys soon. Bye. Better do the pretty acts.